All right, so anybody that's hanging out with us, sorry, just had some kind of a local internet outage, but it was back as soon as it went away. So not exactly sure what just happened, but we are loading back into the session as we speak, and we should be ready just to hop right back into the action once we do. Joshua Motichek has been hanging out and actually watching the race since he was not affected by that. And he'll be able to fill us in on what we've missed because I have also been missing it along with everybody here. So appreciate everybody's patience working through this. We should be back into the session here in just about 30 seconds time or so. And then we will get back into the action. But to help fill in the gaps of what we've missed thus far, Joshua Motichek, what are our current standings and what lap are we on?
So currently, coming to the completion of lap 10, Rod Mitten leads by a fine margin of half a truck over Justin Michael as they cross the line. Matt Mottenbolt is in third. Nathan Carroll and Rob Haynes round out your top five. Dakota Floyd and Scott Patton currently battling for that sixth position. Greg Mall, Justin Ritchie, Charlie Widener round out your top 10. So a lot of shuffling issues early for Joshua Fracker. He was your pole sitter, is currently no longer running on track. So some issues throughout the front of the field. A couple of drivers. Will Kirk is down in 31st. Sisler's down in 38th. Ryan Nardone started 7th, is running in 25th. So lots of shuffling here up front in this field.
All right, we just got back into the session here. It'll take just a second for everything to kind of catch its bearings. And I believe we're under caution, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we jump in right under caution. Caution comes out as you're speaking.
Love that. All right, so as we'll tuck that away. No, Lisa Carroll, it was not you. It was me. You got to love it when it's the broadcaster having broadcasting issues. We'll get squared away officially here in just a second. What brought out this caution? As I don't think I'm going to be able to get a replay for it.
Let's see if we can go back and take a look. It looks like Trent Drum is slow.
Okay. So, should be... And paint schemes are going to be loading in here as well for a second, so this is going to be a little weird, a little wonky. Not that losing the middle of the broadcast isn't wonky enough. We are chasing the stage. We did not get to say that. 75 laps in length here, but the stage will come out. Stage break will be on lap number 19. So this is just going to be a short little dash to the green and white checkered flag. As we'll go all the way up to the top here and see if we can find maybe an incident for Trent Drum or anybody else. I'm not seeing it, however. Yeah, I don't think it's going to give it to us. Oh, we kind of caught the tail end of it there, actually. We'll try again. So you can see Drum spinning. Well, Kirk was in the vicinity of that, but it looked like he missed it for the most part. So that is kind of part of what has put us under the caution here. As some folks coming down pit road, our live timing and scoring still getting sorted out here as well. That was not fun, I must say. That I don't want to have to do that again.
I've had it happen. I've had it happen mid-race before as a driver, but I couldn't imagine having it happen midstream as a broadcaster.
I want to say that's only the second time that has happened. We had that happen in the middle of a Truck 200 race one time when Matt Williamson was the one that was streaming it. It was at Dover. So that was a two-parter. This will be, I guess, a two-parter. We missed the first 13 laps of this one. Getting back into the session. But Rob Mitten, you talk about guys who are on the right side of that points graphic coming into tonight that honestly could really make a splash headed into the postseason. And from the sounds of it, he has done himself a very good job thus far tonight, +9, and has been leading a bunch of laps.
Yeah, definitely. Him and even Matt Montembault is +9 as well to sit in third. So both those guys, if I'm not mistaken, are right there at that cut line. Nathan Carroll, another one who has shown great pace, holding his own at his starting position in fifth.
Extended service for Will Kirk. I know we got the Will Kirk fans hanging out with us, so maybe Kirk did get a piece of that, as he is all the way down in 36, so not in line for stage points, that's for sure. But as the field doubles up, he is just making his way down the back straightaway. So it should be a 4-lap dash to the stage break. If you're looking for drivers that are needing some stage points, funnily enough, although he has been in the green for 3 weeks now, Justin Michael is very tight for the regular season championship. He would love that little feather in his cap. And Dakota Floyd would also like that feather in his cap. He came in 11 points behind Justin Michael, or rather 14 points behind Justin Michael. So he would love to sneak a couple of markers in. Long driver 87. Scott Patton would as well. Patton started all the way back at 21st. He has made quick work here up to 8th. So he has got some work yet to go with 4 laps until the stage caution, working our first caution of the event. Rod Mitten and Justin Michael. Dakota Floyd, Matt Montembault, Nathan Carroll, Rob Haynes. Your front 3 rows. We're back underway.
Mitten with a great jump.
Carroll spinning the tires there. And he is going to lose a ton. But luckily, he didn't make it any worse for Rob Haynes. They had a little bit of contact there with Carroll spinning the tires.
A little bit more shuffling there.
For the lead, Michael clear up on Mitten. Patton back a spot here. Now having to work on Aiden Young.
Floyd now making the move on Mitten for that second position.
So Mitten falls back to third after controlling that restart. Montembault in fourth. Haynes still rounds out the top 5. Showing James Lehman maybe just making a wide move. No, he is coming down pit road here. Very interesting. So maybe had a restart violation there with some checkups further back in the field. Hello to Real Everton in the chat, cheering on Nathan Carroll.
Patton down on the apron.
Patton continuing to slip backwards here. Back to 10th with Jack Watts approaching. There is the 00 Justin Ritchie on the outside at 3 wide. Widener and Young are through. 2 to go in the stage. Justin Michael leading on Dakota Floyd. And there is Lehman out of the pits. He will be a lap down.
Definitely not the place that he wanted to be.
No. Oh, Charlie Widener loose and Rod Mitten up into the wall. Or that was, that was Rob Haynes that was loose. Mitten up into the wall.
E. Smith now going to roll that bottom. See if he can't get up to 4th. He's got the run on Haynes.
Final lap of the stage. Haynes looking for some much-needed points here.
Oh, Haynes into the wall.
Mitten rolls right back through. Widener looking to take advantage now as well. As Michael and Floyd have separated themselves from the rest of the pack. Floyd is out of time to make the move for the stage win. It'll be Justin Michael to win the stage. Heath Smith on a great run. He'll take third. As the yellow is out, Montalban fourth. Mitten will hang on for fifth. Breaking out of a 3-wide dash to the stripe for a top 5 spot. Now everybody again will have the opportunity to come down pit road. Luckily for James Lehman, looks like he's in the position to be the lucky dog. Running in 37th. First driver 1 lap down. Looks like Chris Braley has pulled it in. In fact, I'm not showing any lappage here for Braley, Paradise Drum, Nardone, or for the pole sitter Fracker. So Lehman really the last driver running currently in 37th. We didn't get to mention it earlier, fuel window 25 laps, so not a surprise to see every single driver on pit road here.
Yeah, so everybody down here should put a 2-stop for most, but it will be a very, very close to see who can make it a 1-stop, because that pit window being at 25 laps should put you within 3 laps of the finish to make it a 1-stop from here on out.
Race off pit road. Goes to Greg Mall. All by country mile. I think Haynes out second, Michael out third. And we, in fact, did not see everybody come down pit road. So I imagine some drivers in on the last stop. Justin Bell and Kyle Kabash are your front 2 currently, with Mall out third. So when it comes to the big 2-milers, especially here at Michigan, 2-tire call, no tire call. Do you like it?
I mean, as large as this track is, and with being still having a caution early in, and then now having this caution, I think a 2-tire or a no tire is definitely a possibility. I mean, you can get up on the wall and really save your stuff. You can make it happen and not have to lose too much lap time, lap over lap.
So we'll see if Bell or Kabash will come down pit road here. And it does not look like they will, so they will inherit the front row. You saw the track temperature there in the lower right. It is 111 degrees right now. That is, it's hot. That's hot.
A little bit. Go fry me up some pancakes or something.
Drop an egg here in the Irish Hills, and not sure how good it would be. Not like Augusta National where you can, drop your hot dog in the fairway and be able to pick it up and eat it. I think you'd probably be a little bit more hard-pressed to do that rolling a beef frank down the banking here at Michigan. Well, Justin Bell started back at the 29th position. Kyle Kabash started on the final row. So he is up big time here. Bell going to elect the outside. Mall in an alternate tire strategy will line up on the inside of Rob Haynes, who was the next driver out at pit road. Then it's Floyd and Michael behind them. So Floyd beating Michael out of pit road. This could very well be a wild, wild restart here at Michigan, with varying tire lives, varying strategies, and lots of antsy drivers looking for one last hurrah in the regular season. Justin Bell in control of the field. Kyle Kabash to his inside. Lap 23 on the board at the stripe this time. We're back underway.
Bell with a good start.
He will be off to the races. Kabash and Haynes side by side for second. Going to Mall now surging ahead on the bottom. We'll give a helping hand to the 2, who will wash up the track in front of Haynes in the 199. Justin Michael already through on Dakota Floyd and looking to push up to his teammate for a little bit more.
Just about 3 wide, just behind them.
Just about 4 wide as Patton stuck his nose in there. There goes Justin Michael. He saves that. I don't know how. Wow.
Still 3 wide behind.
And there was Haynes into the wall. And he is going to drop like a rock, sailing the wrong direction all the way back outside of the top 20. Was just running inside the top 5. For the lead, here's Greg Mall through on Justin Bell.
Bell and K-Bash both running that higher line. More of a tire save line, so those 8-ish lap older tires definitely having to nurse them already.
With some aero manipulation here as, Mitten into K-Bash, into Floyd. The 2 up into the wall. We're going to kick pot here with Floyd and show you the scramble at Michigan.
Everybody gets lined up down the straightaway and then fans out down into the corner.
Michael now with Patton behind him. Mitten back into the mix, so is Matt Montalbot. So these 5 drivers showing great speed thus far with Dakota Floyd, who finished 2nd in the stage. Having to try and get through Charlie Widener before he can get up into this lead pack battle for the lead. Montalbot getting really free there on corner exit and having to track it up to the wall. So we saw the contact between Will Kirk and Aiden Young, it looked to be. Maybe Kerry Cleaver. But it was unmistakably Will Kirk's truck. Oh, we got a second. I want to show you that save. And it already happened there. We'll back it up. Coming out of turn number 4. K-Bash just moving down the track a little bit. I mean, Michael didn't even touch the grass. That was impressive.
That's a hard save in these trucks.
No kidding. 3 wide further back as Patton is diving to the inside of Michael, looking for the race lead. Combos the move underneath Greg Mall.
Michael now going to look to the bottom to follow him, hanging Mall out to dry. Montenbolt now going to pull up to the tailgate of Mall, and he's going to come down as well.
5 wins for Justin Michael this season, 1 for Greg Mall, 1 for Scott Patton, and none for Mitten or Montenbolt, not just this season, but ever. They have shown great speed here this evening. Floyd with 4 this season. He's been awfully, awfully good. There's no doubt about it. Patton the man on point, leading them all. Lap 30 goes on the board. So we're restarted on lap 23. We are expecting 24 to 26, depending on how hard you push. That was the number that was given to us before the race. You know, it's fairly close with a 75-lap race here. Do you want to be in the position that Scott Patton's in right now? Because Patton's not going to be able to save any fuel.
Honestly, no. I'd rather be a little bit further back, maybe around the P5 mark or so. Catch the draft down the straightaways, save a little fuel on entry. Um, you can kind of make a little bit more pit stop decision than Patton can out front, hammer down all the way around.
They're 3 wide with Justin Bell on the outside of Hesseling and Heath Smith. And this is going to be Bell dropping outside of the top 10. As he hits the wall and gets into Heath Smith. Smith with a wild ride into the inside wall. Caution is back out. Bell into the wall, down the track into Heath Smith, and those are the only 2 casualties from this incident. That was quite the shot to the inside wall at a very aero-dependent track. Smith is going to be hurting for certain. Well, we'll get to it here. And Smith's given a lot of space here to Bell, who's working on the outside of Hesseling. Remember, they just came out of 3 wide. Bell moving the wrong direction. Smith rolling out of it there, getting a little light on the bottom. And Bell just down off the wall. Bell nearly blows it over. Smith with a pretty decent shot there to that inside wall. One more time for Justin Bell. I mean, he almost did a front flip. He had the back of that truck up in the air, and then the right side came up. I want to look for the folks that are around the scene of the accident here, and it's hard with everybody coming on pit road. Here's one driver that we have not mentioned ever here on the channel. This is John Hain making his first start. I was about to get to him on the starting grid before, internet stuff happened. But he gets a great shot of it out of the kickpot cam. Bell off the wall, into Smith. So activity on pit road for some. Pat, Michael Montalbot, Mitten, Watts, the top 5. Widener, Hesseling, Rodolasso, Turheimer, Groover. That's Zachary Groover, the top 10. Kerry Cleaver in the 11th. James Lehman, Chris Voiles, Justin Ritchie, Ryan McRoberts, the top 15. Dakota Floyd, first one off of pit road in P16 from the looks of it.
Definitely some interesting strategy calls. I would presume that was a tire stop and not a fuel stop.
Well, let's work it out here. 25 laps from here would get them to 58, and that would get them home from there. So, it's like old El Paso. Why not both?
Why not both? Still got to make one stop after the green drops, so why not get a freebie right here?
There you go. You feel like Superman here for a little while. One thing I do want to point out is we saw Hain behind Greg Mall there. They were both working the inside of the track here. They both were looking a little bit free, especially since they were both in dirty air. I mean, you talk about the tire save line being the top side, but really we see most of the drivers preferring to roll around the long way here at Michigan and also at Auto Club as well. I mean, keeping this car bottled up on the inside, does it have any advantages, or is it, how is it to try and hold that truck down there?
I mean, really, you do have to check up just so much more than you do to run that top. It's not worth it most of the time. Usually, if you're going to be down there by that painted stripe, it's going to be on entry and washing up, or on exit after coming down the hill. So Not too often do you want to be right around the stripe all the way around the corner. Not really ideal when you can keep so much more momentum through the middle or on the top.
Aerial coverage tonight provided by Outback Steakhouse. Please give us money, or at least give us some onions. Going to restart here on lap 35. Patton and Michael on the front row. Montalban in Mitten row 2. How about Jack Watts riding inside the top 5? Charlie Widener to his outside. Boy, they did not get going there on that inside, or really the outside. Mitten and Watts keeping them stacked up here into 1.
A little bit of stacking up is going to pay off a little bit more for that inside line than the outside line. Lots of shimmying off of turn 2.
Michael looking for the lead once again, down low, into 3. And he has got it with ease. Michael says it's go time. I can imagine if we get a green flag run here, some of these drivers that just came down pit road are going to, I mean, they're going to be in the catbird seat here. I mean, look at Dakota Floyd. He is absolutely moving here. Already into the top 10 and up to 8th.
Just about to mention his name. He is wrapping that very inside. Definitely those fresh tires being put to good use.
I mean, look at him. It's like he's playing on easy mode right now.
Like you said, if you can get a free set of tires and still be inside the top 20, why not?
The inside of Hesseling and Widener here into 1. This is to move up into the top 5, and he should have it. We'll go to work on Rodman for 4th. So that might be why it's go time for Justin Michael. Oh, and now problems for Michael. He is way up the track, nearly collecting Scott Patton, Matt Montalban. And just like this, Dakota Floyd is going to go from 4th to 1st. Or he's going to try anyway. Patton and Montalban having to tag team some momentum together down the front stretch to fend him off. But Michael all of a sudden is in trouble. He is dropping back.
I'm not sure what the issue was there. Looked like he might have gotten a little bit of aero push with Patton being so close to his tailgate on the entry of 3. But he's still off pace. Will Kirk now to his outside.
But it's not a hardware issue. The other thing could be he's decided to go into fuel save mode as Floyd is through, and Kirk was nearly around there. Kirk, another driver, off sequence here. Absolutely eating through the field. Let's ride with Justin Michael and see what's up. Caution.
Oh.
Justin Bell, problems. Oh, they are really stacked up here. That's Chris Sargent and Zachary Groover, 2 championship, rather chase hopefuls. James Lehman in this mix as well. So we are under caution, and all that strategy, all that fuel save, that is out the window now. But some big net gains for a couple of those drivers that were able to rocket their way through the field. Looking for this incident here, and I am not finding it. There we go. So we'll go back to, well, I just had him. Oh my goodness, Zachary Groover is almost upside down. So it happens in front of Bell. We'll go up to Zachary Groover, I suppose. Goodness gracious. River on the outside of 3 wide. I can't quite tell who that is to his inside, but he's going to get turned down the track. Oh, that is James Lehman there in the 50 and the new Hot Wheels paint scheme. And look at that. On the driver's door. Hard shot to the outside wall for Chris Sargent. Kerry Cleaver getting collected in that as well.
Man, hard hit for Lehman into that inside wall as well.
People moving around so much, it's hard to actually see stuff. There's Bell in the 0-0. 71 of John Hain. A little bit closer to the action than he was last time. Oh, you're right. Caught that weird angled part of the wall there. Well,
Man, lucky he was able to back it in. That would have surely been an engine failure had he not.
Yes. Here's Chris Sargent on the 66. Again, needed a hope and a prayer here tonight. Turned into the outside wall there by Kerry Cleaver as they were all shuffled to avoid. But, I mean, puts it right back into forward motion. That was a pretty nifty maneuver there. If only he wouldn't have hit the outside wall, he would have been looking real good to make a highlight reel.
Looks like race off pit road this time around goes to Scott Patton. Montenbault following him, and Charlie Widener, Tyler Hessling, and Jack Watts to be the top 5 off pit road.
And that puts Patton down in 17th. This means that the top 16 have stayed out, including Justin Michael, who we're still not 100% sure what's been going on with Justin Michael. I'm going to try and dig a little bit for a quickie replay, maybe, to see if we could see what has happened. So here's Patton. I mean, Michael had a big lead before this. I'm surprised I was able to find this. I just want to point that out as well. I'm getting better, folks. You're watching the improvement in front of your very eyes. You were right on the money, though, that I think Michael's problems... It's almost like he moved out of the way. I mean, it didn't look like it got tight or loose on him. It looked like he deliberately moved out of the way. So maybe what we were talking about earlier, trying to save fuel, knowing he did not want to be at the front of this field. But he's still out on track, has not come down since the stage break either. Very, very curious. But, you know, it is also the guy that usually comes out ahead on these sorts of things, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, definitely no questions there that we've seen him pull off some definitely out of rhythm pit strategies to make it happen at the end.
Well, there was certainly no rhythm to that one for the guy that marches to the beat of his own drum, and it always works out for him. He'll start back in 5th. Dakota Floyd and Greg Mull at the front of the field. Kirk and Mitten on row 2. Much fresher tires for Floyd and Kirk in comparison to the drivers around them. But not the freshest on track anymore. Not a good start there for Kirk on the inside of row 2. As Mull in, almost Mitten. Able to get down if they want. Now Mull will make that dive. And he'll make it convincingly. Pass to get back to the front of this field. Nicely done.
Just like we were talking about earlier, though, maybe Floyd happy to ride there in 2nd for a little bit, but he's going to look to the inside this time. Will Kirk now up to 3rd.
Good recovery after a sluggish start there. 3 wide. 4 wide.
4 wide.
1 down on the apron there is Matt Sisler, as they are now all 4 wide on the track. Justin Michael outside middle. Rob Haynes, Nathan Carroll, the other drivers in the mix there. As Haynes and Sisler will move ahead, Mitten is now falling backwards into this scrum. So James Lehman hanging out in the chat with us. There goes Nathan Carroll. Trying to clip look on his name, and it eludes me. There he goes. I think he kept it out of the inside wall. Luckily, did not blow that one over. As we are under the caution now for the 5th time, and again, further damning of strategy. And, a quick couple lap run. And again, Carroll lucky to not fully Humpty Dumpty there down the backstretch. This is with Sisler. Sisler was on the march forward. You can tell from that vantage point as well who's coming up and who is coming down. We'll take a look at it from Justin Michaels' kickbot cam here. Let's see if that will tell a little bit better. Yeah, it looks like Sisler is just eking his way up the track. You got to run close to one another here at Michigan, even with all this space. That was some restricted airspace there. Luckily, Carroll did a great job to not hit the inside wall, but that's the best news I've got for him.
It'll be interesting to see. Rob Haynes is the first truck down.
Haynes down, and then Billy Bumgarner from 13th is the next driver. Everybody else
Justin
still out
Michael
there.
still staying out.
Now, I will say, if he can stretch this out to lap 50, he's home on the one more stop.
Given the cautions that we have had after he refueled at the stage break, I think he can do it. I think
so.
He should be home clear. He's sitting at 25 laps from exiting pit road with 3 cautions.
You know, the nice thing is he doesn't have to worry about, at this point, getting hosed, because he knows that he is one of maybe 2 or 3 drivers that is on the lightest fuel load here. So everybody is still going to have to make one more stop. We're still outside of the window. So even if he has to pit what is going on back there? Even if he has to pit dead on the number under green on lap 50, if it goes green the rest of the way, he's good. He can get right back into the fight, because everybody will still have to make one more pit stop no matter what. But that's if it stays green. You're certainly opening yourself up to vulnerability if you have to make it almost an immediate pit stop here after this restart. Anytime a caution comes out before the cycle is complete, you're going to be stuck in a bad spot.
That being said, the only other thing is that he is up a tire set on just about everyone else on the track.
That is also true.
He does have the liberty of making an extra pit stop under a caution late race should it come out.
And we've seen what that can do for drivers named Charlie Widener at Las Vegas. Having a set when nobody else does, you can drive through with ease from wherever you are to the win. Even if you were 5 laps down at one point, you can still do it. It's very interesting. Everybody, whether they've been down under the last caution or this caution, everybody still has one more stop to make.
Looking back through the field here, Justin Michael is officially the only one who has not pitted since the stage break.
This might work out quite well for him if he can keep himself out of trouble. Coming to lap 48. The fuel window officially opens on lap 51 to make it home. Mullen Floyd on the front row, Kirk Mitten, Michael Sisler, your top 6. Back to green.
Kirk getting a much better start, going to be pushing Maul on that inside line. Mitten not with the start he needed. He's going to get swallowed up by that inside line.
And Kirk loose. Sisler still trying to make the moves here to the inside of Mitten.
Patton with a deep lunge there.
Patton with help from Charlie Widener down low. Hessling getting a nose in the middle there as well. Kirk now going on the offensive, looking for second on Maul. That charge stalls out a bit. Single file through the top 5, make it the top 6 now, as Hessling and Mitten battling for 7th. Moving inside Hessling. Just Michael back to 11th. Need to make it a couple more laps here.
I was incorrect earlier. Rod Mitten also has not pitted.
Okay.
So those two running the same strategy here.
Pat looking low on Sisler to try and get back up to 4th. They are door-to-door tight quarters there down the backstretch. Charlie Widener in the mix trying to get into the top 5. As Floyd still leading the bunch.
Looked like Kurt got a piece of the wall into the corner.
He definitely looked a bit unsteady, that's for sure. But Jordan Neese, we'll give a call to him battling inside the top 10. He had a roller coaster of a week last week at Pocono. Still got himself a top 10. Justin Michael slipped all the way back to 14th. Struggling on these older tires, but we are officially into the fuel window.
Yeah, hearing a couple of call-outs between Mitten and Justin Michael about how many laps of fuel they have left.
Oh, and Michael getting tangled together there. That was with Riley Laverne, I do believe.
Oh, here comes Rod Mitten. Kind of look to make it 4 wide into the corner.
Haynes down low. That was actually the
oh no.
90 of, that was Riley Laverne, as still we are nearly bouncing off each other here. Goodness gracious. Now side by side for the lead and side by side for third right behind him. Top 4, 2 by 2 with Kirk here in 5th. Now they are 3 wide momentarily. Patton going to send it all the way down to the paint. Maul getting a helping hand from Widener as they were just momentarily 4 wide. Patton now sliding up the track. Maul gets loose, and Patton, on a bold and brazen 4 wide move, will find his way to the front.
Lots of very aggressive racing here for the lead.
Yes.
With 20-something laps to go.
Will Kirk is coming to pit road. Oh, and he is hot. There's no way he made pit speed. He's slowing way down to try and beat the average. But that could be big trouble for Kirk. And that was a bit of a surprise. I believe Rod Mitten and Justin Michael all came down that time as well. So this is them in for their final stop with 22 to go.
Oh, on the front stretch. That's Sisler. No caution yet.
With a problem, no caution. As that would trap these drivers a lap down. Sisler still pinning the throttle here. And yep, him coming back onto the track, not at speed, will bring out the caution. They're automatically triggered. And Justin Michael is in the mid-pack, as is Rod Mitten. Wilkirk definitely with a speeding penalty. Just now leaving his box. Those three in for a top 5 here today, having to play the strategy game. And the strategy game is playing them right back. One of them will get the lucky dog. I would imagine it would be Justin Michael. Either way, well, we'll not start here. I was just complimenting my replay skills here. So it's already happened. Matt Sisler will back it up to see how it gets started. So he's approaching Jordan Neese. It's the 43 of Tyler Hesseling. Oh, and Matt Montalbot there as well. Got squeezed down a little bit by Hesseling. Was on his left rear quarter. And as he was moving down the track to keep his momentum and avoid some contact, Matt Montalbot was coming with a bigger run there to the inside. Montalbot was there. It's just the meeting of the minds. Again, lucky not to completely catch the air underneath that truck and send him free. Full flip. Lots of blowovers being teased. As was showing everybody coming down pit road, and indeed there is everybody down pit road except for Rob Haynes, curiously enough.
Yeah, so that means Haynes will have to pit again.
And it is Rod Mitten who will get the lucky dog, not Justin Michael. And to point out as well, Rob Haynes staying out means that Justin Michael will not take the wave around here. He will not be able to unless Haynes elects to come in under the next lap, which I'm not 100% sure he's permitted to do without penalty. So I think Haynes staying out here might have just hosed Justin Michael, at least in the short term. Zachary Groover there is in second. This truck was almost upside down about 20 laps ago. Chris Voiles running in third. Then it is Scott Patton, who is good to the end, as is everybody else behind him. Ooh, boy. This has been a wild one.
From the racing we've had here and the complete shakeups on strategy, I'd say that Pocono was just the warm-up.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we go chase racing next week, and it is one of the great circuits in all of this great nation of ours, IRP. Looking forward to some short track action next Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time for that one, and we will have the chase field set. We'll see who makes it, who doesn't, and who opts out. It will be a very interesting next couple of hours after we go off air. It'll be an interesting 18 laps for Rob Haynes, who we don't think is good to the end, nor Zachary Groover, who will line up on the outside of the front row. Patton and Widener are good. Floyd and Jordan Neese, big gains for the 12. Mall, Montalbot, Hesseling, and Bell, the rest of the top 10.
Looks like everybody, except for the front row, all the way back to Sisler in 29th, will be on the same strategy here now.
And to point out as well, Wilkirk and Justin Michael did not get their laps back under this caution, so they'll be hoping for 2 more to do that. Rob Haynes, Zachary Groover on older tires at the front of the field. 17 to go.
Haynes with a good jump. Patton gonna follow him around the bottom. Groover getting hung up.
Really
there goes
stack it
Widener
up.
down to the bottom.
Yeah, Widener hoping to abandon ship there. Is Groover going to start to go backwards? Haynes just trying to hang on to this lead, but Patton is closing at a clip, and he has made the move to the inside down the back stretch. Charlie Widener now to the inside of Patton with a big run, and he is looking for the lead.
All the way to the bottom. Floyd following him.
Charging Charlie has it by a nose at the stripe, but not clear on Patton here with 16 to go. Battling side by side for the race lead. Widener is in the postseason. Some drivers in this mix would love to join him, including Haynes and Groover, who are on the outside looking in right now. As Groover nearly making contact there with Maul. Now it is Groover who's in the middle of the battling continues for the lead.
What a save.
Unbelievable stuff there, and a great save by Jordan Neese as well. We're not out of danger yet.
Gonna be hung up behind him. 3 wide, 3 deep now in the midfield.
Terheimer just about took a door there, too. How about Wally Terheimer into the top 10? As Widener now with a slider up in front of Scott Patton to take the lead outright, but Patton right back with a crossover.
Patton gonna cross him right back over. Widener with a good run here. Widener gonna look underneath. Floyd now catching up to the bumper.
Gotta be loving
Greg
this.
Maul with him.
The sliders and the crossovers. It's allowed him to close the gap. These two are wearing each other out up front. Don't mind if I do. So we'll continue to lay back and wait.
Patton back to the inside.
Here's what we see out of the Gorilla Glue 57 in the Silverado. Oh, Widener getting really free. Patton should have this spot outright. Charging Charlie probably not going to be able to mount much of a charge down the backstretch. As you can hear Maul to the inside of Floyd here looking for third.
Maul gonna put a crossover.
Maul's had a very quiet season, but this would be a great way to get some momentum back on his side, headed into a short track in the postseason as the defending champ.
One name I feel we haven't mentioned yet tonight is Jordan Neese, back here in 7th.
I was just getting ready to point him out as the problems started happening before our last call. But yeah, Neese started back in 37th, is running 6th. Another stellar run for him today. And Jack he'll be running towards the back of the pack and always end up in the top 10 by the end of the night. Floyd now under fire from Math Montalbot.
Tell you what, another truck who's been all over this field and is now back inside the top 10 is Justin Bell.
And James Lehman, too. Lehman took a shot to the inside wall earlier. Bell also involved in an incident. Bell sliding up on Jack Watts to take 8th. I mean, a couple of wild nights here. James Lehman's literally the last person to chat with us, saying that he sucked. Here he is with the recovery into the top 10. It's never over till it's over. Speaking of 10, now it's 9 to go. Go ahead.
They must have picked up that super speedway damaged model truck.
Yeah, I think so. The 2 truck length gap for Patton back to Widener. Widener with 0.4 of a second back to Mall, as Floyd is starting to put himself into some forward motion here. Generate a little momentum. Trying to, anyway. Mall is the one who is helping pull Floyd along, actually, as he is catching Charlie Widener here pretty quickly. Showing an incident for Will Kirk, and now he has jumped into the pits. I would imagine he is okay in his standing here for the chase, as Charlie Widener was all but wrecked there out of turn 2. So Ryan McRoberts down below the apron, down the back straightaway. That was a great save by him. As Widener is super loose, here is Mall's chance to take second. This track not as bad as Auto Club, I feel anyway, on the rear tires, but certainly if your right rear tire starts to get hot, you are in a world of trouble here. I think Mall is getting loose here as well, as Floyd going to take it 3 wide for second, and Patton's got to be loving this. 3/4 of a second up the road. Mall rolls out of the middle.
Running in deep on the bottom. Drift up the track.
Whoa! And they all converge right back into a neat, orderly line. Floyd to P2. Now Widener giving him the shove.
Very good move there from Floyd.
Yes, indeed. What do we always say? It's Floyd just biding his time. As he waited too long, though, 0.7 of a second to catch up to Scott Patton. The draft is very important here. And he's within draft range, but certainly it gets a little bit more potent the closer you get. Here's Widener still fighting that loose condition. Mall underneath. And James Lehman is up to 6. He is looking to get into the top 5 here. I mean, what a run for the 50.
Yeah, definitely Lehman having that short run pace is paid off. Somehow still has tires underneath him.
But Mall and Widener do not, and neither does Matt Montalbald, as he has to track it all the way down to the paint, and that's going to open the door for Lehman to get through up top.
And that's good for Lehman, that he did not have to battle for that position.
Hot Wheels beat that. Driver 50 is on a roll. 0.4 of a second now with 4 laps to go. Floyd is closing on Patton.
Lehman now looking to the bottom on Widener into 1.
I think if this were an 80-lap race, Lehman would be in it for the win. But also everybody else would be out of fuel.
Lehman definitely making leaps and strides here as he's looking to break onto the podium steps. Meanwhile, Floyd now down to 0.2 of a second.
It's close. Big gains here. And Lehman still could be in it here. We've got 6 miles left to go. This is going to be wild. Either way, the tide is rolling out on Scott Patton here. He desperately wants this second win of the regular season. He is going to have to fight for it. Lehman 1 second back, but Dakota Floyd is the immediate threat here. Inside of a truck length now, looking for the lead.
See, just a little bit different line, Patton running down towards the bottom, just a little bit more of an arc.
Lap trucks up the road may play a factor into this one. Lehman continuing to close, 9/10 of a second back. Rob Haynes did have to make a pit stop. He was not good to the end.
Right on the bumper.
Unless these two get to battling, I think Lehman is not in it for the win. Podium is going to have to do. Floyd and Patton will see the white flag. One more lap to go. Patton half a lane lower, now a full lane lower. Floyd looking for anything. Clean air. Momentum from the top. Patton sneaking a toe off the damaged Sheep Smith in front of him. One last try for Floyd.
Floyd follows him in.
He'll have a bit of a run, but not enough. Checkered flag is out, and it is Scott Patton to close out the regular season with the dub in Michigan. Dakota Floyd, a 10th back, will finish in the runner-up position. James Lehman, the improbable podium comeback. What a night for him. And not all good, but certainly a great result. Greg Mall and Charlie Widener round out the top 5. Goodness gracious. What an evening. What a regular season. If these last 15 weeks have proved anything, it's that these next 5 are must-see TV. Kicking off at IRP next week. And the last thing that anybody in this field wanted to see was Scott Patton taking momentum with him into the postseason and into a short track. Win number 2 on the season for driver 46. He's going to put it right in victory lane. Great stuff here tonight. Awesome, awesome, awesome. He was so disappointed with how last week turned out. He'll be tickled to death. Being able to fend off Dakota Floyd, who's been red hot here this season. Let's get to your full finishing rundown here after 75 exhilarating laps, 65 of which we actually got to see here tonight at Michigan. Scott Patton will take the win. It will show up. There we go. Patton with the win. Floyd in second. James Lehman, unbelievable run back to third. We'll talk to these 3 in a sec. Greg Mullen fourth. Charlie Widener fifth. It is Jack Watts who will be postseason racing here in sixth. Tyler Hesseling in seventh. Matt Rodolasso will finish in eighth. Aiden Young in ninth. And Justin Bell will round out the top 10. It is the 11th for Nathan Carroll. Matt Montembaugh in 12th. Matt Sisseler in 13th. Justin Ritchie and Riley Laverne round out your top 15. 16th for Rod Mitten. Zachary Gerber back to 17th there. Brad Slagle in 18th. David Brigsby in 19th. Greg Parmley in 20th. Billy Bumgardner in 21st. Ryan McRoberts 22nd. Wally Turheimer slipping all the way back to 23rd there. 24th for Bill Paradise. Jordan Neese also with a big slip late. He will finish in 25th. Chris Braley 26th. 27th for Kyle Kabash. 28th for Michael Van. And then it's 29th for Gary Offit. 30th for Adam Jones. 31st for Rob Haynes. And boy, talk about a result at the wrong time for Justin Michael, who was looking for the regular season championship. Michael trapped the lap down after getting caught out by the worst time caution of all time. Will finish in 32nd after leading much of the night here tonight. Chris Sargent, 33rd. Heath Smith, 34th. Dana Rogers, 35th. It is Chris Voiles, Will Kirk, Trent Drum, Kerry Cleaver, John Hain, your top 40. Joshua Fracker, the pole sitter, finishes all the way back at 41st. And Ryan Nardone, the 42nd and final finisher here this evening. So we will start looking for some drivers to be interviewed here as soon as I can figure out where I'm at or what I'm doing or who I am. Great questions for anybody to know. All right, we'll talk now to one driver that we thought was wrecked out. He was in our chat saying that he was dumb at one point, but he's not looking very dumb right now after a blistering run back up through the field. It's James Lehman on the podium here tonight with the bronze medal. How about it?
Oh, man, that was a interesting race, wasn't it? For sure.
Very, very interesting for a number of reasons, but we'll stick to the on-track ones here tonight. I mean, talk me through the beginning portion of your race versus the closing stretch there.
The beginning, it was definitely it was challenging. You know, that was I don't normally start in the back, you know, and I got an EOL for last week because of Pocono, and having to start in the back there was definitely a little bit of a humble. It's tough. Let me be honest, man. The back of this pack, I know it's once you're up front you can kind of sail away, but trying to get through the middle of the back of the pack is tough. You know, that's some tough competition, let me tell you.
So, all right, well, I mean, you had to get through the pack there on that last restart. How'd you do it?
I think just honestly, just picking clean air. Clean air was a big thing here at Michigan. It's always is because once you're in dirty air, your tail end of your truck will just slide around a lot, and then you're already eating those tires up as it is. So the more clean air you can get, the better, honestly.
Joshua, what you got?
Man, congrats on the podium. Watching you come through on that last restart, I mean, we saw guys like Charlie Widener, just be super, super free after just 10 laps or so. How were you able to keep the tires underneath you to charge all the way up to this podium step?
Man, I don't know. It was difficult. That's for sure. that was a challenge, man. And I know I'm going to get another AOL tonight too, so this is going to be fun.
Well, let's talk about the new truck here before we let you go. I don't know if this is technically a yellow or a green, but I mean, either way, it was easy to pick out in a couple of replays that we had to see it in. But I mean, at the end of the night, it looked awful fast.
Yeah. So my daughter, she's had this Hot Wheels car that she's had since we first got, since I first came into her life, and and she started to learn how to speak. And she came to me a couple days ago. And she's like, "Dad, run this as your truck on the racing game." And I was like, all right, cool. And I gave it to Scott, over at Patent Paints, and he did an amazing job. I mean, it literally mirrors the color, not lying to you. Looks like puke green, piss yellow. But
what a great combo.
She wanted it, and I gave it to her. So, and she'll probably watch this tomorrow when she comes out of school. So, and she'll be like, hey, look, there's Dad. So she liked the red truck, but she also hated it because she's like, you blend in way too easily.
Well, something tells me that color combo is not making it onto the crayon wrapper. But regardless, Great stuff here tonight. Way to take the bronze after the hard charge late. Let's get the shout-outs going for you.
Just thank you to everybody that showed out tonight. I mean, we had 42 drivers on the track. It's always amazing. I think we had a total of 6 cautions, which isn't too bad. So, other than thank you guys for broadcasting. You guys always do a fantastic job. I think we had a hiccup at the beginning, but hey,
yeah,
it's YouTube sometimes, But yeah, just thank you to everybody that came out. Looking forward to next week. Should be a good one.
Absolutely, partner. Looking forward to the postseason. Looking forward to talking to you many more times here down the road. But great stuff here tonight, and we'll hope to talk to you again at IRP.
Take care.
All right, we'll move up one in the pecking order here. Middle step of the podium tonight belongs to Dakota Floyd. Welcome back to the booth. It's been a couple of weeks, but man, so close there at the end.
Yeah, I just needed maybe a couple more laps and we might have had a shot at him, but like I told him down there, it was almost a mirror image of what happened in the stage behind Justin there. So, but I'm still happy for a good finish to end the season, nonetheless.
I mean, you quickly have begun. I know we're 15 weeks in at this point, but I mean, you and Justin Michael have adopted the same MO throughout the course of the season to lay back and take care of the tires. And I mean, it paid immediate dividends for you about 10 laps into this run when the drivers that you had kind of let go started to back up to you, just looking ungodly loose. I mean, what was your truck driving like there at the end?
I was still definitely loose, but I think I had a lot more control on it through the center, so I was able to maintain a lot more corner speed. So I think, like you said, just backing it up those first handful of laps, kind of just letting the tires heat up, not to overcook them, and where you saw a lot of those guys really start to struggle on exit, especially if it got really really loose. So I think taking care of them tonight was a big payoff, which I'm happy. I'm always happy for. I like races like this where we can get some long green flag runs in.
Joshua, what you got?
Man, congrats on the run. Always a joy watching you fall back early and then just absolutely shred through the field later in the race. But looking at the point standing here, you came into tonight 14 points off of Justin Michael for the lead. How are things going to shake up as we go to a short track to start out this chase?
I really love short track racing, so I'm hoping I have a good start. A podium, a win would be really fantastic, but I like IRP a lot, and I just love short tracks in general, so I'm thinking we're going to have a really strong start here if we can stay out of trouble.
I mean, you've had a strong start to your Max V career here on Thursday nights. I mean, what a fitting way it would be to finish off your first campaign with the Chase Championship. But that's 5 weeks out. I'm sure you're looking to take it one race at a time, and IRP is going to be a fun one next week, so we're looking forward to that. But in the meantime, let's get some shout-outs for you as usual here from P2.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to thank the teammates first and foremost, as always. Riley and Justin. I know Justin was looking for a strategy move there at the end with the yellow, but I think everyone had a really good finish. Everyone kept the trucks in one piece, so can't ask for any more than that, and those guys are always great joy to run with. Thanks everyone in the race tonight. It was we had a couple handful of run-ins there with some yellows, but I think with 42 trucks on the grid there, I think that's a really good race. So really shout out to everyone for running me clean tonight and running me hard, but never wrecking me. Shout out to all the admins for all the hard work that they do with the after the race review and all the hard calls that they have to make. That without those guys, we don't have a lead to run in. So. Really, really appreciate what those guys do, and thank you guys in the broadcast booth. You guys do a fantastic job week in and week out, and always a joy to go back and watch from your perspective and see what you guys saw throughout the night. And thank you to everyone that watches and supports me.
Patton v. Floyd here tonight at Michigan, and something tells me we're not quite done with that yet. Looking forward to the next 5 weeks, but great stuff here tonight.
Absolutely, thanks guys. Have a wonderful night.
Well, we said we were looking for one better from him last week at Pocono, and tonight he finds that one better. Trophy hunting back on the menu here tonight for Scott Patton in Michigan. Welcome back, and congratulations.
Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, that one felt good.
I mean, it looked good, whereas everybody was starting to struggle. It looked like in the dirty air. You didn't have to worry about that. You had the clean air up at the front of the field. And good defensive moves there with a hard charge in Floyd there the last 4 or 5 laps or so.
Yeah, I expected that to be a little bit more of a battle, I guess. But that was kind of a mental game of just making sure I didn't overrun my entries and make it an easy pass for him. So I just kind of stayed focused up front and make him do the work. And eventually he ran out of laps, so worked out in our favor.
What was the thinking all through the night? I know we were right on the number for the fuel stops a couple of different times. You and Justin Michael playing swapsies a lot. You and Charlie Widener doing the same. Did you want to be in front of this field as much as possible here tonight, or was there some conflicting times with varying strategies?
Yeah, there certainly was a lot to think about with tire wear and fuel in particular, like you mentioned. I don't know. The strategy kept flip-flopping depending on what laps the cautions would fall. So I tried to also keep in mind that generally I like to be on the same strategy as Justin and end up racing him straight up because I've been burned by it way too many times. Where you try to pick a different strategy and think you're outsmarting him, and there he is at the top 5, and you're back in 25th. So, fortunately, this strategy worked in our favor. We split off pit road from him and some others, took the decisive move to gather the fuel. Knowing that if they had to pit in 10 laps, I think it was when we went back to green, they're going to be sitting ducks for 15 to 20 laps or whatever it was, waiting for a yellow to come out. And if a yellow does come out in that window, they're going to be trapped a lap down. My thought was that was a pretty big window to be just sitting there hoping for it to go green. So, fortunately, that played out for us. And like I mentioned last week, we are going to steal one from Justin, and I think we got ours. So, by stealing one, I didn't necessarily mean him finishing a lap down in 35th or 34th. But,
yeah.
it was a good race for us nonetheless. I'll take it.
I was gonna say, I think you stole it from him, and I don't know, stole his kitchenware on the way out of the house too. But regardless, let's ask Joshua what he's got here for our race winner.
Congrats on the win. It's always a pleasure to watch y'all from the booth battle it out. Looking at the points here to finish out the regular season, the top 3 in tonight's race, with the exception of Justin Michael, is in the same order in points in second, third, and fourth. How is that gonna play out moving into the chase, especially starting out with IRP with a short track?
I think going into those short tracks, the big thing, more important than paying attention to who I'm racing for the points and being paranoid about where they are on the track and that sort of thing, I think the biggest thing for the playoffs is going to be to race the track and not take ourselves out of contention with speeding penalties, contact, being too aggressive when it doesn't pay off, mistakes like that. So I think the big thing is going to be just to play in that top 5, be content there, put the practice time in, qualify up front, stay up front, so we don't need to put ourselves in the hornet nest and put ourselves in a predicament that we don't want to be in. I think that's going to be more key than racing in an individual driver, at least until the last race or two, and then we'll kind of reevaluate where the points are and see if we can gain any more spots if we need to if we're not at the top of the board.
Certainly looking forward to it. Unofficially, you have won the regular season championship. We'll wait for official confirmation for that, but the point standings as they are right now have you +9 over Floyd. Michael finishing back at 32nd, dropped him down to 3rd in the standings. And some murmurings about maybe some drivers dropping out of the chase around the top 5 bubble. We'll see with the schedule getting moved around who is actually going to stick to that or not. But no doubt right now you and Dakota Floyd are the top 2 in the regular season standings, and you got to be excited to have a championship battle against Floyd for the first time here.
For certain, this is my first season, I think, really racing against him. He seems like a real stand-up guy, and I'm looking forward to those battles. I was kind of, on one hand, as this race was wrapping up, I was looking forward to him getting to my bumper and doing some side-by-side, swapping back and forth maybe, but it also feels good to not have that challenge and stress to worry about. But certainly in the future, looking to bring this one right down to the finish if we need to with him. Looking forward to it.
We are definitely looking forward to it. IRP, Watkins Glen, Richmond, Darlington Auto Club, the final 5 races of the chase of the opening season here for 2025, and Scott Patton is going to lead that field into the postseason next week at IRP. Let's get some shout-outs going for you, as usual, from the top step here tonight.
Certainly, you guys are turn 200. Enjoy watching the broadcast. I'll probably stay up tonight and watch it way past my bedtime because I enjoy that. Stone River Outfitters on the quarter panels and New England Racing Museum on the hood here. And everybody at Bandit Motorsports. It takes a team effort, certainly, to pull these off, and a lot of chatting during the race and all their support and strategizing during the race. Appreciate it, all of that. And, yeah, that's about all I got. Appreciate you guys a whole bunch, Joshua and Tommy.
Absolutely, partner. Congrats on win number 12 here with the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series, win number 2 of the season, and tentatively the regular season championship as well. Go celebrate and go party hard. We'll hope to talk to you again at IRP.
Let's go. Sounds good.
Trophy hunting is back, baby. Scott Patton is back in Victory Lane here this evening. Exciting stuff from Michigan. Appreciate you holding the fort while my local internet provider decided whether or not it was going to do the one thing that I pay it to do. But certainly we missed the first 10 laps, but the final 65, there was a lot to write home about here tonight. Non-stop action here at Michigan.
Yeah, definitely. Technical difficulties aside, Pocono set the stage, being a rather eventful race, and Michigan just went and blew it out of the water. Lots of racing, saw 4 wide more than several times, lots of 3 wide action, lots of slide jobs, swapping back and forth. So if it's any indication of what we're going to see here in these next 5 races for the chase, I don't know I don't know what can make better TV than that.
Certainly not. And again, this is unofficial, but we do want to give you what could be the chase field before penalties are assessed and also before drivers officially declare whether or not they are going to compete in the chase. Again, we've heard some things, but we've had some schedule changes in terms of the dates for the final 5 races, so we don't know officially who is in the chase field, but these are the top 12 after it's all said and done tonight. Scott Patton is in first, Dakota Floyd in second, Justin Michael, James Lehman, Matt Sissel are your top 5. Heath Smith, Greg Mull, Charlie Widener, they've been locked in for the last couple of weeks. Jack Watts in 9th, Rod Mitten in 10th, Will Kirk is 11th, and Billy Bumgardner is the final driver in by 22 points over Zachary Groover in 13th and Rob Haynes in 14th. So, keep the top 14 in mind when we whittle them down to 12 sometime over the course of the next week. We will definitely have the official chase field for you when we come back live on air next week at IRP. Excited to get to the short track there just outside of Indianapolis. But in the meantime, we've got some more goodies for you. Monday night, it's the Go Squadron Formula Super Series returning to action for the very first time on Turn 200. It's at Portland International Raceway. Can't tell you how excited I am for that one. That'll be at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday. Tuesday night, the chase for the Nathan Reynolds Cup continues for the Venom Truck Series into Atlanta 22. Yeah, baby. The penultimate race of the chase on Tuesdays, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time for what is sure to be a chaotic night, to say the least. ASRL Sports Car Championship. It'll be Matt Williamson and James Watson on the call for that one from Green Hell, the Nürburgring, at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And that will lead us into the chase opener next week at IRP, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, like usual, from IRP. Very much looking forward to that. Appreciate everybody that made the transition from one stream to the other. Going to have to do it off the dome because I don't have the chat available here, but I believe Robert and Bailey Motichek were hanging out with us. Marilyn Beck and Michelle Kirk were also in the chat in the original stream. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate Lisa Carroll, Real Everton, James Lehman, Mike Milfelt, and Kyle Kabash for stopping by in the post-race as well. Appreciate anybody that was hanging out with us here this evening. Had 30 viewers at one point. A lot of people excited for what was going on here tonight at Michigan. That's all we got for you here tonight. Thank you to CNC Home Designs once again for being the title sponsor of the Max V Truck Series for 2025, both seasons. And thank you to the admin team for the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series as well. Thanks to Mr. Joshua Motichek as well. That's all we got for you here tonight. Until we meet again from Michigan International Speedway, I'm Tommy Cook, saying so long and congratulations to your regular season champion, Scott Patton, on his second win of the season. Have a good night, everybody. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.